Born in Corfu in 1921, Prince Philip renounced his Greek citizenship when he married Princess Elizabeth, who would later become Queen Elizabeth II. However, Philip did already have British blood, thanks to his mother, Princess Alice of Battenberg. It is through his matrilineal ancestry that Philip is related to Queen Victoria, and therefore also distantly related to his wife. And although the whole world knows Prince Philip, very few people know his mother's tragic life story. Princess Alice of Battenberg was born as Princess Victoria Alice Elizabeth Julia Marie in Windsor Castle, England in 1885. Despite being born deaf, she had learned several languages by the time she was 8 years old and quickly gained the ability to read lips, too. In 1903, Alice married Prince Andrew of Greece and Denmark, and the pair had 5 children together, 4 girls followed by 1 boy, who would later become the Duke of Edinburgh. After that, however, life changed forever for the English princess. In the aftermath of World War I, Greece fought a long and brutal war against a group of Turkish revolutionaries who had emerged from the ruins of the Ottoman Empire. When Greece was eventually defeated, the country's armed forces rose up against its leadership, and in that ensuing revolution, Princess Alice and her family were forced to flee to Paris. It is said that having to uproot their family and live in exile had a devastating impact on Princess Alice's mental health. Alice soon found religion and joined the Greek Orthodox Church and even did charity work with Greek refugees. In 1930, however, she suffered a breakdown and was committed to a mental institution in Switzerland, ostensibly because she was having delusions. One of the doctors who treated her was none other than Sigmund Freud.
But otherwise perfectly normal.
Well, I thought so. But obviously others didn't, because then I was diagnosed with schizophrenia.
During her time in Switzerland, Princess Alice was subject to a number of disturbing tests headed by Freud. For example, the famed psychoanalyst conducted x-rays on her ovaries to examine the source of her so-called sexual issues. On top of that, she was estranged from her family during this time and had little in the way of close personal relationships. Her daughters went on to get married, and her only son, Philip, was studying at a boarding school abroad. Princess Alice, meanwhile, wound up spending over 2 years in the mental institution and even made a few escape attempts. And although she was released in 1932, her relationship with her family didn't exactly improve. By this point, despite still being married, Princess Alice and her husband Prince Andrew weren't together. Her mental health struggles and time away in the asylum had a hugely detrimental effect on their marriage, and when Alice was finally released, Andrew was living with his mistress in France. The two wouldn't see each other again until 1937, when they briefly reunited at the funeral of their daughter, Princess Cecily. Andrew died in 1944. After she left the asylum, Alice spent a lot of time living in different parts of Europe, often staying at bed and breakfast or other small hotels. Although her relationship with her children didn't really improve during this time, she did at least attend Prince Philip's wedding to Princess Elizabeth in 1947, as well as Elizabeth's coronation ceremony just a few years later. She later returned to Greece and spent most of her time doing charity work, especially during World War II. In 1949, Alice took her faith a step further by founding a nunnery called the Christian Sisterhood of Martha and Mary. She dedicated living the rest of her life as a nun. Then, in 1967, a military coup in Greece forced the princess to endure yet another exile. Prince Philip sent a plane to Greece and invited his mother to return to England that year, a series of events that was recently depicted on the Netflix series The Crown. She spent the rest of her days at Buckingham Palace, dying in 1969 at the age of 84. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more grunge videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.